As a YouTuber or video maker in general, it's important to have great lighting in your videos, but this lighting equipment often comes at quite a high cost. But does it really have to be that expensive to light a video? Today I'm taking a look at a $24 lighting solution from Neewer, and I'm actually quite surprised by how good it is. This right here is the Neewer 176 LED. It's the successor to the Neewer CN160 LED. The difference is that this has 16 more LEDs and actually costs $3 less. So there's really no reason to buy the 160 over the 176 anymore. I don't know why the price is like that, but it is, and that's nice. So let me just put it back in its spot so we can get some good lighting in this video. Okay, let's start talking about the design of the light. The shell of the light is made of some hard plastic, and it seems to be able to take a beating, so you can't just throw it in your bag and it should be just fine. On the back side you'll find that it's either powered by DC power or a Sony NP F550, 750 or 970 batteries. So it's nice to see that they included the DC. And next to these you'll find the big dial, which is both used to turn it on and off and control the brightness. And the brightness goes from 10 to 100, where 100 is very bright and 10 is just bright. And next to the dial you'll find a small LCD screen that'll show what brightness you're currently at. Moving on to the front, you'll find slots for diffusers. Included in the box is a white diffuser and a tungsten diffuser. And I'll just show some examples of how the light looks with those diffusers on. This is the test of the included filters. First off, with the white filter. Doesn't really change that much. It gets a tiny bit softer, but doesn't really change it that much. Now let's go for the tungsten one, because this is the exciting one. Look, I'm white, I'm orange. This is, well, it does exactly what it's supposed to be. It makes the light tungsten instead of daylight. On the bottom you'll find a 1/4 inch thread where you can screw in the included ball head kind of thing. It's only tilts back and forth, so no side to side movement. So it's essentially a 2-direction ball head instead of an all-direction ball head. And on the bottom of that there's a hot shoe mount to a camera or whatever you want to do. Okay, let's talk a bit about the output of this light, because it's actually quite impressive, especially for its small size and low price. The light shines at 5600 Kelvin, so that's daylight temperature. The light is very bright and also very harsh, because the white diffuser doesn't really do that much to soften up the light. So you can easily add a softbox to this to make it better. I'll just show a quick comparison to a Yongnou YN300 Air, which has a much softer light but less output. Okay, so this is an example with the Neewer on this side and then a window on this side. It's not that bright outside, but it does give some light and some fill on this side of my face. Right now the light is at about 25%, but I can turn it up to oh, that's the wrong way. I can turn up now, and now it should be at about 100%, so you can really see just how freaking bright this light gets. Okay, so this is the Yongnou YN300 Air on this side, same place and angle as the Neewer, and then a window still on this side. Right now the Yongnou is at 100%. It's actually bicolor light, so you can also do tungsten light and you can also mix and match the colors, but this is just daylight to compare it to the Neewer. Right now it's at 100% and you can see it's much softer, but still not as much light output. And I can, if I turn it a bit down, you can see this is without any lighting, only the window. And then as I turn it up, this is at 100% again. So it's much softer but not as bright as the Neewer, and that's why I primarily use the Neewer light to light up the entire room, and then as a small fill on this side, but also to light up the walls behind me and get some bounce from the ceiling and so on. So these two lights is actually a great combination. You have a soft key light from this side, and then you have a fill light to just fill everything in with light, because it just gets really bright. Okay, let's talk some pros and cons of this Neewer 176 LED. First of all, it has a large light output and it's cheap, so those are really the most important parts of this light. Then it has DC power available, which is very nice to see. Not all lights do that. I don't think the CN160 actually had DC power. I think it was only battery, and that's the reason I never bought that. Then the light is very sturdy. I'm not scared to throw this in a bag and just go on my way, because it seems to be able to take a beating. And then the controls are very simple. You don't even need to read the manual to know how this light works. It's just very simple, straightforward. And then for some neutrals of this light, the intensity goes up by only 1 at a time. It would have been nice to maybe go up 10 at a time, or be able to switch from 1 at a time and 10 at a time, but that's just a small complaint. And then there's no power cord or battery included, so if you don't have that, you have to go out and buy that, but you can't really expect to have that included at this price, so it's kind of a neutral for me. As for the cons of this lighting, first of all, the white diffuser doesn't really do all that much. It's still very harsh, and even then, look, doesn't really change that much. Then it would have been nice to see a real ball head instead of this only tilting action ball head kind of thing. But at this price point, you can't really expect anything more than what you're already getting. And then it does this weird spark when I plug it in. Look, you can probably see it. It quickly flashes when I put it in, and there's a little spark. It doesn't really affect me that much, but I probably wouldn't put it next to anything flammable. So just keep that in mind. It might burn your house down. But overall, it's a very great light. I would definitely recommend this to anyone looking to buy a cheap lighting setup, because this really has high output, which is what you want, and it's very cheap. So it's very good for everyone looking to start out on YouTube or filmmaking in general, or anything of that nature. So overall, I would buy this again, definitely. So thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, then consider leaving a like. If you didn't like it, then leave a like anyway. Maybe a dislike if you really didn't like it, and then maybe some feedback in the comments if you have anything I can do better next time. If you want to see more, consider leaving a subscribe down there, and then I'll just see you in the next one. Bye.